Okay, we're gonna try this once more. And okay, I think I am live. I hope. It seems like it, maybe. Let me know in the chat if I am live. I am having sweet. Okay, it looks like I have people commenting. Awesome. I apologize, guys. I'm so sorry. Um, that was fun. I am I love technology. I'm sorry. That was such a um yeah, that's a bummer. So I apologize for having to make 3 different live streams, and um yeah, I guess internet right now where I am in Ohio, it is very snowy outside, and I have a feeling the internet is being kind of like iffy. So I do apologize if the internet does just kind of go out at any point, because the roads actually look kind of bad, and so I am hoping, fingers crossed, everything stays connected and fine. But yeah, I had to basically go off of the Wi-Fi and run a cable to the other, internet stuff. So all of that is fun. I love computers. Yeah, but guys, welcome to the live stream. I apologize for that rocky start there, but we're just going to kind of roll with it. If you are brand new to this channel, I promise you, not all my live streams start off like that. This is the first time that has all happened. So, yes, I this whole sorry, I'm a little thrown off now, but this whole live stream, I usually do these on Sunday evenings, and we talk about physical media and movies and any other movie topics that people want to discuss. And I also go over the films that I watched over the last week or so. And so I'm excited because I actually have quite a stack here of films to talk about. Let's see. And yes, and I also just talk in the chat. So feel free, if you're watching this on the live stream, feel free to leave any comments in the live chat, and I will get to those. And if you're watching this on the playback, please feel free to leave any comments down below, and I will read those as well. So let's see. I'm gonna first start off here. Let's see. 3 is a charm. Yes, yes. I am. Say hello and thanks. Good evening via NYC. I think it's good. Good here. Let's see. Have you seen White Man Can't Jump? I have not actually seen White Man Can't Jump. I have not seen that, but I think I own it on VHS. Um, yes. Let's see. Awesome. Snow makes me so depressed. Yes, I over the last, I think it was actually yesterday, it was like almost like a freezing rain here in Ohio, and so yeah, it was a I'm not a big snow fan. I love summer. So yes, that's a it's an unfortunate I unfortunately, living in Ohio is, have to deal with snow. But let's see, another eve of great review. Let's see. See, we got another foot of snow in New York. Still pretty bad out here. Yeah, I'm gonna make these a little bigger here. Thankfully, this winter for us here in Ohio actually hasn't been horrible. So, but right now it's snowing pretty bad. So, but yes, I'm going to go over just a few of the films, because I have quite a stack here of films. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 movies to go through here of things that I watched over the last week or so. I also started a list here of different days, designating them to different labels. And so one of my things that's kind of like always a struggle is balancing, watching Criterion or Severin or horror or like my director's films, and trying to like keep a good balance of all of the different types of movies I have, because I have a lot of different types, and I can very easily neglect one specific area. I mean, I do that all the time with like my TV shows. I rarely watch TV shows, but I'm trying to keep everything balanced, and so I kind of made this little like schedule for myself. And so right now it's kind of like Sundays are Severin, so Severin Sundays. Monday, it kind of is for all of my director's films, and so I'll just pick out a director movie to watch. Um, Tuesdays, I'm having it as this is similar to last year. I had something kind of going on last year that was kind of like this, but Tuesdays I have here is picking a specific label. And so what that means is I have like a couple labels that I don't have as many films in. So like Criterion, I have a ton of Criterion. I have this whole wall right here is basically Criterion, or Arrow. I have a ton of those, or Severin, Vinegar Syndrome. Like those are like the big ones. But I have other labels here that I don't have like a ton of like individual like releases from. So I have like Blue Underground, Vestron Video, Mondo, Umbrella, um, Dark Sky, Cult Epics, Synapse, Unearthed, Troma, Full Moon, Indicator, Kino, and Anchor Bay. There's probably a few other labels in there that I don't have like listed, but for now, that's kind of what I have like in there. So on Tuesdays, I'll pick one movie from one of those labels and just watch that. Wednesday is Arrow. So I'll watch something from my Arrow video catalog. Thursdays is Criterion. Friday is Scream Factory, and Saturday is Vinegar Syndrome. And so I'm going to kind of try to follow that schedule and kind of try to keep to that, because I feel like it's a I don't know. I feel like it's going to be hard to balance everything, because there's even stuff in there that's like I don't have just generic horror films to watch, or like just my horror section, or I don't have horror VHS or Laserdisc, or comedies or dramas or anything like that. And so I have to kind of also try to balance that too, because there's definitely sections within my movie room that I've not really watched a ton from. But before I jump into all of these movies, let me get to a couple more of these comments. Let's see. Acres of Movies says, I'd like Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes to reteam for a movie where they are truckers that win the lottery and become billionaires and build a massive castle and are crazy and no one can stop them. It sounds interesting. Yes. That is what I hope they are a team for. Interesting. Let's see. Mr. Bob says, what is your favorite American comedy TV show? I don't know if this would count, but not Anchor. Archer. Archer is my one of my favorite shows. I absolutely love it. The animated Archer show. I think, I mean, that's technically a comedy, so but yeah, I don't watch a ton of TV, but Archer is definitely one that I really, really enjoy. Ralph says, hi, everybody, watching All That Jazz 1979 right now. Awesome. I actually have it right here. Yes, All That Jazz. This is a film that I wish I saw sooner in life. I absolutely love this movie. It is such a beautiful, tragic, but amazing film that I really, really enjoy. I really can't recommend that enough. It's honestly, it might be in my favorite, some of my favorite Criterion releases. It's a great, great movie. Let's see. Would you rather be a stormtrooper, a Jawa, or an Oompa Loompa? Probably stormtrooper, I'd say. Let's see. Go on a cruise themed with Nightmare on Elm Street, or take a meet the parents lunch buffet. I feel like cruise would sound interesting. See, I'm trying to buy Zombie 5 from this guy, and I am like blocked from buying crap in his eBay. It makes no sense. I didn't do anything. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I have Zombie 5 on Vinegar Syndrome's Blu-ray, which I still need to get around to watching. But I hope he unblocks you. I don't know if I didn't even know you could block somebody on eBay. That's interesting. You are on a rickshaw from the deserts. It will be rough but safe ride. What movie soundtrack will you listen to constantly while you're being transported via rickshaw? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This week I watched 17 movies. Do you want a Sissel and Ebert biopic? I honestly don't really like their critiques of films, so probably not. I don't know. In the uh of the people who just like don't necessarily listen to reviews all that much. And I feel like with Robert Ebert, especially, he would talk about how he would just turn off a movie if it wasn't good. He just turn it off, and I feel like that's kind of a like not a great way to watch films because, in my opinion, at least, um, there's some movies that I would. They might start off kind of slow or start off not that great, but then eventually get really, really good. And so, yeah, could you please dedicate a week of full moon? I would be impressed if you could. I've thought of that. Yeah, I actually have a small, maybe not small isn't the right word. I have a decent selection of full moon titles, um, and I would love to get more. I like Full Moon as a company. I've seen all the Puppet Master movies, and I like those. I think they're just like fun. I haven't watched a lot outside of the Puppet Master Full Moon catalog. And so it'd be nice. I know they have a streaming service, but it'd be kind of nice to actually to like maybe explore some of those titles before I buy them. But yeah, maybe I should do a full week of Full Moon. Let's see. Okay, I have to ask. I'm new to the channel. Welcome. Thank you for stopping in on a live stream, Movie Hunter 2020, and wondering why you call it Saturday Night Live if you always do it on Sunday. So yes, I do these. Wait, did I mistitle this one? I They usually are on Sundays, I think. I try to do them on Sunday. I have done I think only one or two on Saturday, and so let's see if this is actually titled correctly. Nope, Saturday Night Live. It should definitely be Sunday. So I apologize. This live stream's actually mistitled. Thank you for catching that. It should be Sunday Night Live. But in the craziness of trying to schedule another live stream because this is the third attempt at tonight's live stream, I guess I miscopied the wrong thing. So yes, they usually go with the actual the spit like the actual day. So should be Sunday Night Live, but I apologize. Um, let's see. Um, let's see. Awesome program. Thanks, host Kyle and comments. Thank you. Um, what are other movies you wish you would have watched sooner in life? Um, that's a great question. Probably David Lynch's stuff. I wish I watched a lot of that sooner. And although I am grateful when I watched it. I don't know. I wish I watched more horror growing up. I think I would have really enjoyed. I watched a decent amount, but not nearly as much. Probably some more foreign films, Jean-Luc Godard films. I wish I watched more of his work, um, and just more of the Criterion Collection. I feel like I got into the Criterion Collection. I think I was maybe 19 or 20. See, I think I was 20-ish when I got into the Criterion Collection, and yeah, I kind of wish I watched more uh, Criterion growing up. If you were in a really long movie that never stops, would you want to? Let's see, would you want to know that? Um, Probably not. Yeah. I don't know. That's a great question. Favorite Mission Impossible movie and stunt. Ooh, that's a great question. Um, Acres of movies. I feel like you have good, challenging questions for me. I appreciate it. Favorite Mission Impossible movie though. I have a soft spot for Mission Impossible 3. That's kind of when I was first getting into the Mission Impossible like movies. Is around that age when that movie came out, and so I have a soft spot for Mission Impossible 3, but I also really like I think I've seen Fallout like 3 or 4 times. I remember really, really liking that one. Um, and as far as favorite stunt, probably the Halo jump from Mission Impossible Fallout. I feel like it's just very impressive, especially after watching the behind the scenes of it. It's just one of those things that is absolutely insane. Um, let's see. I'm going to take a pause from the comments here. I'm going to start going over the films that I have to talk about. So I apologize. I'm also going to be drinking my coffee. But so the first thing I watched, let's see. So if you are new to this channel, my goal this year is to watch 300 films. I'm already up to 56, which I feel like is way more than I was anticipating watching so far. But on the 9th of the month, I watched the film Alligator. This is put out by Scream Factory. This is a 4K release. This is absolutely such a fun movie. I really enjoyed this one. I know there's an Alligator 2 out there, which I'd like to get, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's a little cheesy, but it's a definitely like better than I was anticipating. I was anticipating this to be more of like a Jaws ripoff, which there are elements of that, but yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was better than anticipated. I'm going to try run through these a little quicker than normal since I have so many because I would like to get back into the comments. But then also on the 9th of the month, I watched the film Phantom of the Mall. This is put out by Arrow Video. This is the Blu-ray of it. This is a movie that I was always curious about, and I didn't really know anything about it, but I genuinely just had fun with this. I thought it was a fun concept, basically the Phantom of the Opera, but takes place in a mall. I mean, it kind of gives it away in the title, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. This is the limited edition Arrow Video. Yeah, I thought it was fun. It was a fun fact. It was like this was filmed in the same mall of Chopping Mall, and actually I learned that because I looked up because I'm like these stairway or these staircases in the mall look very, very familiar, and it's the same mall. They used it in Chopping Mall and this movie, and actually a couple other films too. I think Fast Time at Ridgemont High is filmed here. So this is a very famous mall that is used in a bunch of different movies, which is fun. But yes, Phantom of the Mall was definitely worth checking out. And then on the 10th of the month, I watched the film Cat People. This is also a 4K put out by Scream Factory. And this, I believe, is a remake. Let's see if I can find it quickly. I think it's all the way over there. This is a remake of a film that is within the Criterion Collection by the same name. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was an interesting twist of the film, of the original film. And yeah, not quite what I was expecting either, but I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I should probably stop slamming these because the mic keeps picking that up. I apologize. And then I'll do one more and then I'll jump back into the comments. On the 10th of the month as well, I watched the film Cemetery Man. This is put out by Severin Films. This is the 4K release of it. I knew nothing about this movie going into it, and it was interesting. It was definitely not what I was expecting at all. And it was like, it felt like it was in its own world, which I loved. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an excellent dark comedy almost. There was comedic elements throughout it and almost like zombie movie too. There's zombie, I guess zombies in the film. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Definitely worth checking out if you are a fan of what Severin has to offer in regards to different releases that they have. But yes, Severin or Cemetery Man is. I also love this packaging. I think it's so fun. Comes with like a booklet and yeah, absolutely amazing. Definitely worth checking out. I'm going to jump back into the comments here quickly. Not sure if you have seen Three Amigos or know of it or know of that movie. If you have or you know what that is, who would you pick as your two other movie characters to create or creatures to be three amigos with. I've heard of the movie. I've never seen it. Um, so I don't know if I can say for sure. I know it has like a Chevy Chase in it. I think that's the same movie, but I've never actually seen it, so I do apologize. Movie Hunter 2020 says, "Any holy grails you are or you have been looking for and are hard to find?" Yes, actually, one of them was this. Let's see, maybe I'll focus on it. Right here. This is the Al Adamson box set. That was high, very, very high on my wish list, and I was very thankful to get that in my one of my last big purchases. Um, and so I got that, and I'm trying to think of ones that I'm still looking for. There are, I mean, just in general with the Criterion, I'm always looking to like for the complete Criterion collection. That's one of my goals. I know you mentioned that you're new to the channel, so one of my goals is to collect all of the Criterion films, and so any ones out of that that are really hard, I feel like that is a just always looking for those. But as far as like real big holy grail items, I don't know. Trying to think. Trying to think of any box sets or anything like that. I don't know, because I feel like I've been really lucky and fortunate to get a lot of my big holy grail items. Um, so I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a complete 35 millimeter film. That's like I would say on my holy grail bucket list is to have a 35 millimeter print of a film. And I don't know. Um, Maybe I should do a whole video talking about different holy grail, and actually I can like think through of what what I want in my collection. But um, let's see. I recommend the movies of John Sayles and Mike Lee. I think that's how you say those. I apologize if not. I'm terrible with names, but for you, they are underrated from the last 40 years or so. I will have to look them up. Let's see. Let's do this. Yeah, I'll have to look them up after this live stream. But thank you for the recommendation. Let's see, question: An amazing show / movie just fades to black for an ending, and that's in my opinion, and that's it's my opinion. It's lazy writing, not good. Not gonna say what I am talking about, but yeah, just disappointed in the ending. Yeah, I always like it's always interesting with movies whenever they have like a fade to black situation. Um, I feel like it's definitely more of a trope in like 90s movies in my opinion, where they might just fade to black as an ending, or even just mid movie they might fade to black and then fade from black into picture, like um just to cut to the next scene. But yeah, it's definitely something I don't see as often with newer films, but I tend to agree that it is kind of lazy. Then you could do something more interesting with it, but um, so I might start a venture called Movie Talk Radio with segments and movie discussion for the all audio programs. To start with, what would be your favorite movies to hear discussed? One that I think is a very fascinating film to discuss that I feel like not a lot of people know about, but I do think it's a very important film that I love talking about it. If you follow this channel, you'll know I've already talked about it a ton. But that is 1927's Napoleon. I think it is a fascinating movie, and it's very influential and very advanced for its time. So if you've not seen it, I would highly recommend checking it out. But that's one that I think has a lot of potential to discuss. Um, but let's see. Was there any good? Loch Ness monster movies you have seen. Do you believe in the Loch Ness monster? Um, let's see, I do. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a Loch Ness monster movie. I feel like there should have been a movie by now because I feel like it's such a huge like legend. As far as if I believe it or not, I honestly have not done nearly enough research, or I've never really like been fascinated with it. So uh personally probably not, but like I also have not done any like research beyond just like a quick like seeing like the one photo that was taken or whatever. Um, so it's one of those topics of like between like the Loch Ness monster or Bigfoot or any of those like urban legends or like that type of thing. I've never really been fascinated with that type of stuff, but yeah, so I don't think I've really, I don't know. It's never been really something I've been interested in. So um, yes, let's see. Also, one for you to check out is Black Widow, 1987. A lady weds the killer, them for money, weds, then kills them for money. Okay, gotcha. So she's in that movie for a thriller or of time. Does it, or does seeing unique places in a movie help your enjoyment? I would say it depends. It depends on the story. If an like a unique place plays a factor to, um, you know, in that what's it called? Like sometimes with like the everyday place is almost more interesting than the more unique places, depending on the story. Um, yeah. See, also, if you pick up Jack Speed Arrow Blu-ray, that is a fun adventure movie with meta aspects. Also, Severin, the stuntman, very underrated. I hope you enjoy if you see it, or maybe someone you know will like it. I'll have to check those out. I do not own either of those, nor have I seen them, but I'm going to save those and look those up later. So yes, thanks for the recommendations. Um, I'll do one more comment here, and then I'll jump back into my movies. I got sent one, and sent another by accident. Okay, I got sent once the 4K of Mad Max Fury Road for free by accident. How that happened, I have no idea. I placed one order and was fine. Then they said, "Sorry, we sent you a movie. Just keep it." Interesting. Gotta love when that happens. Yeah, I actually have a fun side story with Mad Max Fury Road. Um, I was very excited to come across it was years ago when it first came out at Best Buy. I got the black and white version of the film, and I was very very excited because I was like, I've always wanted to see this movie in black and white. Except it was one of those situations where I had it sealed, sitting on the shelf for a long time, and then I eventually, which I'm trying to get out of that habit. Sometimes I'm still in the habit of keeping movies sealed for way longer than I should. Um, but in it, I opened it up and it had two copies of Mad Max Fury Road on Blu-ray. Neither one of them was the black and white version, because this specific package had the black and white version and the regular colored version. And so I was pretty bummed because I had two copies of the same movie. I took it back to Best Buy. I think I got my money back, um, but they were out of stock of that particular movie, so I was not able to replace it. But since then, I've been able to find. I got a steelbook now of the black and white version of the film as well. So, yeah, but yeah, that's awesome that you got a Mad Max Fury Road extra copy. I love it when that happens. Um, so yes, I'm gonna grab a sip of my coffee here quickly. I'm going to jump back into the movies here quickly, but on the 11th of the month, so a couple days ago, me and my wife, or my wife and I, sat down and watched the film Birdemic: Shock and Terror. This was the first time I actually sat down and watched this movie. This is one of those that Like we had so much fun watching Cruel Jaws or Jaws 5 the other night that we decided to keep watching some of these like good bad movies. Um, but this is one that I feel like I've seen so many reviews and so many clips and just I feel like I've seen the entire film by now, but I've never actually sat down and watched it myself. And I will say it is it's pretty rough, but it's also pretty enjoyable. My wife actually just asked me before this if I had to choose between the two of Birdemic and Cruel Jaws, which one do I like more? I have to say I liked Cruel Jaws more than Birdemic, but they're both fun in their own way. This is definitely enjoyable. I could definitely see this would be a fun movie to sit down with a group of friends and just like watch and laugh at and have a good time. It's definitely a fun one. See, and then on the 11th of the month as well, I sat down and watched the film All About Evil. This is put out by Severin Films. I believe this is a just a Blu-ray. Yeah, this is a Blu-ray of the film, and I loved this movie. I thought it was so fun, so inventive, so um, like I don't even know how to describe it. It was so fun. It's just basically about this person's theater that is kind of like struggling, and she ends up committing like um, yeah, she ends up like murdering people, and it's definitely a horror film. There's definitely elements. I mean, it's definitely horror throughout it, but basically, all she's making these movies and presenting them as short films before the feature horror film, and people are loving it. People are thinking it's so fun, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it definitely has some twists and turns, but definitely worth checking out, especially if you are a fan of Severin films. But then on the 13th of the month, I watched Mill of the Stone Women. Or Stone Woman, yes. Um, this is put out by Arrow Video, and this was okay. I wasn't. This reminded me a lot of like an old like Vincent Price movie. Reminded me a lot of House of Wax in many ways, like a mixture of House of Wax and like I don't even know what a good like comparison to it would be, but yeah, I thought it was okay. It was enjoyable enough, but definitely not one that I'll be probably revisiting anytime soon. But yeah, I thought it was okay. Let's see, I'll do one more here quickly. And then on the 13th of the month as well, I watched the film Les Samurai. I think that's how you say it. I do not speak French, so I'm not actually 100% sure. But this is spy number 306 within the Criterion Collection. And yeah, this is fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this movie. I really want to upgrade it to a 4K. But I would say like with this movie walked so movies like Drive could run. This movie definitely was I should say Drive or The Driver was another film that were both probably inspired by this film, which is kind of like a loner, someone who's very quiet, calm, and collected, and in the crime world, and yeah, he's like an assassin in this movie, but I really, really enjoyed this one. Definitely worth checking out if you are a fan of that, like, you know, kind of like a, I don't know, quiet type of like protagonist. But let's jump back into these comments here quickly. Um, you go to a drive-in. It has 4 movies playing. You must pick 2 and have a fun double feature. Battleship, War of the Worlds, Night and Day, Fool's Gold. Pick 2 of the 4, please, to see at drive-in. So it's been many years since I've seen Night and Day. Fool's Gold, I remember enjoying. Battleship, another one that it's been a very long time since I've seen it. I don't remember all that well. I mean, War of the Worlds also is just, I'm assuming the one with Tom Cruise, but yeah, I'd say probably, I mean, it'd be a fun one to do like Or the World and Night and Day. If that's the Tom Cruise version, I feel like Tom Cruise double feature would be fun. Let's see. Ralph says, I got Bicycle Thieves 1948 on DVD. Changes are small. I'll even buy Criterion. Chances are small. I'll even ever buy Criterion because they don't have the Dutch subtitles, even though English is a second language for me. Yes, I liked Bicycle Thieves. It's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, it's interesting. I think I'm not sure what subtitles are on. I have a Laserdisc version of Bicycle Thieves. I'm not sure what subtitles are on it, but yeah, I feel like if your first language is Dutch, definitely go with the movie that has the Dutch subtitles, and you know, I would say ignore the quality of what a Criterion film is, whether that's Blu-ray or whatever. So let's see. Acres of Movies says you are in Italy on vacation with your wife. De Niro calls you for pizza and Al Pacino calls you for pasta. Which would you choose first? De Niro with pizza. I feel like that'd be fun. I also like not Robert De Niro. I like De Niro over Al Pacino, I'd say, more, in my opinion. I just as general acting style. See, what films have your favorite cinematography? That's a great question. Favorite cinematography? I feel like Black Narcissus is one that I would say is pretty high up there for me. It's just absolute beautiful cinematography. Lawrence of Arabia also has very wide and just beautiful shots. The Fall from 2006 has great cinematography. Anything by Andrei Tarkovsky, and anything by Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, I'm going to take these off. These are starting to hurt my ears as I just hit the table. I apologize if you're wearing headphones. That was loud. But the disadvantage of wearing glasses. Let's see. Take dance lessons from the Patrick Swayze people in Dirty Dancing or the Saturday Night Fever John Travolta people. Probably Patrick Swayze people. Yeah. I've also seen Dirty Dancing probably 2-3 times, and I've only seen Saturday Night Fever once. See, if you can cast a heist movie for the year, but it takes place in the 1920s, who would be good? Also, I like your movie review and discussion videos. Thanks. Man, 1920s. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. What are your top 4 movies of the year that you have seen? They don't have to be from this year, just 4 that you really like more than others you have seen lately. So I saw Nosferatu. I really liked that. And The Substance I saw towards the end of last year. Trying to think of just recent movies that I saw in theaters. And I really liked Wild Robot. And I don't know. I don't watch movies like modern movies or like movies that are in theaters very often. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, movies that are not within the like movie theater world. Other ones that I've seen. Actually, I have a video up on this channel of my top 24 films of the year of 2024, or things I watched in the year of 2024. I don't remember exactly what I said in it, but that might help with some movies that I've seen relatively lately. But I'm going to quickly jump into the last 3 titles here that I have to talk about. This one I watched with my wife on Valentine's Day because it's one that I've never seen and she's also never seen it, and that is the film Roman Holiday. This is one that's always been on my wish or my watch list of something that I'm like I should have seen by now, but I just never gotten around to watching it. And I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a lot of fun. Audrey Hepburn is fantastic in it, absolutely just amazing. Definitely worth checking out. And this is one that I'll definitely be revisiting. I would love to upgrade onto a Blu-ray maybe someday because it was just one of those great. Just a great movie. Let's see. And then I watched this on the 15th of the month, which was yesterday. And that is the film The Scary of 61st. And this is a Vinegar Syndrome title. This is kind of when I started following my pattern of Vinegar Syndrome one day and Severin the next, or whatever like my pattern is. But yeah, this is one that I didn't know anything about. This is put out by Vinegar Syndrome. It's a VSP. I'm not sure exactly what the VSP stands for, but it's number 3 in that. It has a little spine number here. And this is one that it felt very low budget in many ways. And overall, I thought it was just okay. Definitely not one that I will be like revisiting anytime soon. I thought it was just okay. I'm glad because I did get this in this my last big huge movie haul thing that I did. But I'm glad that I didn't pay full price for this. And that is my critique with when it comes to Vinegar Syndrome. I feel like a lot of the titles I would rather watch before I purchase because it's hard to blind buy some of the Vinegar Syndrome titles that they have because it's not always quality items. And then the last movie that I have here to talk about, I watched this late last night, so I technically finished it early hours of this morning. And that is the film Existence. I don't know exactly how you say this. I know they say it several times in the movie, but I can never remember how you are properly supposed to say this because it's not actually how you say a word. But yes, this is a David Cronenberg film, and I absolutely loved it. This is one that I could not take my eyes off the screen when watching it. I really enjoyed it. It is basically one of those movies that really makes you question what is real, what is not real. Like, is this all in their head? Is it not? I mean, it has a lot to do with them playing this game, and within this game, it's you're really questioning if what they are experiencing is this real? Is it not? Is this part of the game? Is it not? And so, yeah, this is a fantastic movie, and I really enjoyed it. And David Cronenberg he's in my favorite director section, and yeah, this is one that actually I missed out getting this during the Vinegar Syndrome. This is a 4K put out by Vinegar Syndrome, and I missed out on getting it when they first had it on for sale. So this is out of print now, but yeah, I was fortunate enough to get a copy of that in this last big lot as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed it and definitely worth checking out, especially if you enjoy David Cronenberg's work. It's definitely worth checking out. Let's see. I have a couple more comments here. Hang out in Detroit in RoboCop as things are getting worse in Act 3, or hang out in World War Z in the hospital. I'd say probably RoboCop. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Untouchables, underrated and snubbed for Best Picture Oscar nomination. Yes, I would agree. Untouchables is fantastic. It's been a while since I've seen that one, but I remember really liking it when I saw it. So yes, the 2024 video is good. I will rewatch that one. Yes, thank you. See, I also got Beetlejuice and Last Night in Soho on 4K. Have you seen or have you ever watched these? Yes, I have seen both of them. I really liked Last Night in Soho. I only have that on. I need to get it on 4K. I have it on Blu-ray, but I feel like that movie would like benefit from a 4K. And I wasn't a huge fan of Beetlejuice. I don't know why. I'm not a big Tim Burton fan to begin with. So I feel like his style is not quite what I connect with. But yeah, I'm glad that you were able to pick those up on a 4K. Who would you cast in a big budget existence? I think that's existence. I think that's how you say it. I really apologize. I know, like leading up to this live stream, I was like trying to think of like how they actually pronounced it, but it's I couldn't remember exactly how they pronounce it in the movie. But let's see, remake or streaming series. Ooh, man, who would I cast? I feel like the casting was so good in the film, though. Yeah, I don't know. In existence, got the 4K great underappreciated movie. Yes, and that's the thing is like with Vinegar Syndrome, I feel like Vinegar Syndrome should be focusing more on stuff like this, where it's kind of underappreciated, like great films. And I don't know, if they started releasing all the David Cronenberg movies on 4K, I feel like that would be amazing. But I don't know. I like the thing is I like Vinegar Syndrome. It just I if I had to choose between Vinegar Syndrome and Severin, I'd probably go with Severin. But yeah, that is a yeah. I am very glad I got that on 4K. It's definitely a good one. What are some movies that deserve movie recognition in your opinion? Ooh. So like films that are, I guess, overlooked as a way to answer. I mean, my go-to always is one that no one's ever seen, and that is the film Contempt. Nope, not Contempt. Comet. Sorry, I was thinking of another one. Comet is one that I would always say is one that nobody ever talks about, and I definitely think people should like visit that movie because I really, really like it. Maybe not specifically visit it because I like it, but just in general, it's a good movie that I feel like people don't really watch or talk about. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. Chris Cooper, many great performances in John Saley's movies, such as Lone Star and Silver City. What is your favorite Chris Cooper performance or performed so far? I don't actually. I do not know. Let's see. Let me see what he was in. If I've seen anything that he was in. Uh, Let's see. He was in Adaptation, American Beauty. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention to actors, unfortunately. I mean, I liked Adaptation, so maybe that. I don't remember what role he played, but yeah. Have you gotten anything new from the Retro Attic? Not super recently. There was actually I'll be posting about it on my Instagram in probably a day or so. But actually, I filmed a video talking about some recent purchases, and a couple of those I got from the Retro Attic. And unfortunately, though, for the entire video, it was like my audio was all messed up and it sounded terrible. So I will not be uploading it. But yeah, I'll post a photo of what I picked up. Not all of it was from Retro Attic, but I'm trying to think of any items. I think I got a laser disc of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which is a Criterion laser disc. Movie Grave Robbers, Vinegar Syndrome, And I'm trying to think of any other ones. There's at least one or two other films in there that I picked up from the Retro Attic, but I don't quite remember. So keep an eye out on my Instagram, and that'll be posted later this week. Let's see. Yes, I agree. The 1987 Best Picture Oscar nominees were Moonstruck, Fatal Attraction, Last Emperor, which won Hope and Glory, Broadcast News. I'd bump Fatal Attraction for Untouchables. I would. Yeah, Last Emperor is also just Last Emperor is a fantastic film. It's a beautiful, um, beautiful film. But yeah, if I had to bump one, I'd probably agree with you. Um, yeah. What gives you the greater ick? Modern day remakes or movie collection upgrade culture? Um, hmm. I don't know because modern day, probably upgrade culture. One thing that is, it's a very, it's a rabbit hole once you really start getting into movies because there's always this pressure to want to get everything on the latest and greatest format. Some people will only exclusively buy Blu-rays and 4Ks, which that's their choice. I understand, but I um I would say it's I don't know because when it comes to modern movies or modern day remakes, a lot of them it just feels like they'll come out and then they'll just kind of like disappear and nobody will ever talk about them ever again. But when it comes to upgrade culture, there is um, this constant need from people to always want to be getting better and better and better formats. And so I've kind of hit a point in my own collecting that it has to be a movie that's, I really, really want to upgrade. I want to be more focused on just watching the movies than just constantly be feeling like I need to upgrade them. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like upgrade culture is very like dangerous when it comes to collecting because you spend more time thinking about what you don't have than actually just enjoying what you do have. Um, at least that's just my opinion. Let's see. Chris Cooper was great in American Beauty and Adaptation. Gotcha. I need to maybe look up him more after this live stream. Favorite SNL performance or performer, and then who do you like? I don't know. It's been a very long time since I've watched. Um, like a very very long time since I've even watched SNL. I used to watch it a little bit growing up, but not a whole lot. So I don't know if I have a favorite performer. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. Yes, I'm fine with The Last Emperor winning. Just would like Untouchables to put in the field of five. I really enjoy that one way more than when I first saw it. It gets better all the time. Yeah, I need to rewatch Untouchables. It's been a while. Let's see. Similar to Kiss Mary Kill, pick one to work for, one to have a movie you make put into it, one to have a movie you make put into it, and one to never be able to and one to never be able to collection their films again. Criterion, Severin, and Arrow. Okay, wait, yeah. So one to work for, one to have my movie put into their catalog, um, and one to never be able to collect their films again. Gotcha. Okay. Um, I would say one to work for. I feel like Severin would be a very fun company to work for. One for my movie to get put into, I feel like Criterion. If I made a movie and I got put into the Criterion collection, I feel like that's a pretty big honor. Um, and then One to Never Collect Their Films Again. I'd say Arrow out of all three. Arrow, I like Arrow, but it's definitely not one of my favorite companies. I mean, Severin and Criterion are definitely up there for me. I love. I mean, Criterion's my first favorite company, and then Severin is my second. So, yeah, great question though. Oscar Showdown. One can keep their Oscar. The other chap has to surrender theirs. Dustin Hoffman, Rain Man, Daniel Day-Lewis, There Will Be Blood. Wow, that's a great question. See, I don't know how to answer that one. It's very tough. That is very tough because both performances are incredible. I mean, Dustin Hoffman and Rain Man is just absolutely. It's unbelievable. It's very, very good. Very great performance there. And the same thing with Daniel Day-Lewis. I feel like that's also just one of those great performances that I don't know. I really like Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know if I can even pick one. Full Metal Jacket was only nominated for Best Screenplay and nothing else in 1987. Such a shame. Yes, I am shocked that Full Metal Jacket didn't have, I mean, at least a Best Picture nomination. It's wild that none of Stanley Kubrick movies ever won Best Picture. Like that's absolutely insane. And the what is it now? I feel like he should have gotten like lead actor at least, like an actor nomination for what's his name? The guy from Full Metal Jacket. I forget his name, but yeah, I feel like that makes sense in my brain. But yeah, I don't understand why I didn't have anything besides a screenplay nomination. Would you be, or what would be your Top Gun? Let's see. What would be your Top Gun call name, such as Maverick or Goose or Bob or Iceman? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question, though. Yeah, I have no idea. Do you ever sell things on Marketplace? I still can't believe the haul you got 3 weeks ago. All the movies you got was so amazing. Actually, I do have a few things listed currently on Marketplace. But yeah, I have like that giant haul that I did. Actually, I've sold off like several items from it already, but because as I talked in that video, I had to basically like sell off parts of it to help cover the costs of the rest of it. And that's just how I had to, if I was going to do it, that's the way I had to justify the purchase. But um, yeah, I do have things listed on Marketplace. So yeah, if you are interested, shoot me a message over on Instagram. And we can, because I'm assuming you are local if you go to the Retro Attic. So, but yeah, let's see. Try an easier one. Oscar Showdown. Gary Oldman in The Darkest Hour versus Denzel in Training Day. Ooh. So I've actually never seen Training Day, which is a shocking thing. I need to watch it. I can't believe I have not seen it. I feel like that's one of those movies that I definitely should have seen by now. So I can't say for sure. And The Darkest Hour. Have I seen that? Yes. Yes, I have seen Darkest Hour. But yeah, I've not seen Training Day, so I can't say for sure. I do apologize. Let's see. 1987 needed a larger field. In 2009, they expanded the movies to 8 to 10 per year. 1987 should have had Untouchables and Wall Street and Full Metal Jacket, 2 if larger field. Yeah, let's see. If Coolio was alive, would you get ice cream? Rather get ice cream with him, or I'm I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Aside from Endgame, what's the most stacked Hollywood movie you have ever seen? Ooh, most stacked. Let's see. I don't know. That's a great question. I feel like there's definitely movies out there that have like a million like people in them, um, but I can't say for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Um, Man, I can't think of any off the top of my head. But sorry to name one you didn't see. Oh no, that's fine. I mean, how would you have known that I haven't seen it? That's totally fine. Um, let's see. Um, what is the worst aspect of collecting? The money it takes or the space it takes? Definitely the money. I would say for sure the money because in my opinion, at least for me, I am fortunate enough that I was able to convert my whole basement into a movie room. I know not everybody can do that. I know some people are like they might have a one bedroom apartment. I mean, I've had my whole collection in a two-bedroom apartment, and it was ridiculously small. Um, but the nice thing with collecting like is sometimes what's unfortunate why like the reason why I say money is like one movie like All That Jazz, like during a sale this is $20, and like $20 is actually a decent amount of money for one title. I mean sometimes especially if it's a box set you're talking $60, 70, 80, 100 like sometimes. And then if you're really trying to collect specific things, whether that's like an out of print title or an out of print packaging or whatever, um, you could be pushing a couple $100. Or I mean, like the Al Adamson set, that one goes for like I think it's like 350 to 400 sometimes. Like it's a very expensive, hard to find box set, and um, it doesn't take up that much space, but it's very expensive, and so. Um, in many ways, like the space does play a factor. But for me, it's always like the items that I really want to have in my collection, I will find the space for. Um, so I would say the worst aspect is always, for me at least, would be money because it can get very, very expensive very quickly. Especially when you start real like digging into boutique labels and stuff like that. Although it is nice because I wish I could display things better in my movie room than I currently have. I feel like um, over the years I've had to basically like really try to like cram as much in as I possibly could. Um, but yeah, I would say the money is the biggest downside of it all. Should Mission Impossible stop after this one for a while and then Tom come back again in 8 years as a mentor and reboot kind of, or just continue as is, or name a heir to his role, or the MI Force? I would say honestly, I would be in the side of just wanting them to stop. As much as I love the Mission Impossible movies, like if they continue them, I feel like what makes excuse me. Have a drink quickly. What makes the Mission Impossible movies so entertaining is Tom Cruise, and kind of Tom Cruise how he's able to perform all these stunts like for real, not just like for a movie, but do all this stuff for real. And I feel like the older Tom Cruise gets, the less and less he's going to be able to do these stunts. And so I feel like maybe they should just stop with this next movie because I think they have planned or they're filming one more movie, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I think they should just stop there, stop where they're ahead, and don't try to continue it on in like a spin-off thing or anything. I think it should just be those movies and that's it. Because I feel like if they try to do a million more or like do like like, oh, he's a mentor type of thing. I feel like it's not going to have the same like the same like charm as the or like the same like excitement as the other films. So yeah. See, I mean, basically, what would you do with the Mission Impossible franchise after the last movie if you were in charge of those movies? Yeah, I'd probably not do anything. I think I'd probably just let it be. But let's see. Did Fast 7 live up the hype? I remember the hype when Paul Walker died. I liked Fast 7. I enjoyed it. I've seen it once. That's the thing with the mission or the Fast and Furious movies. I feel like they are all great one-time watches, but like for me personally, I just can't like rewatch them all that much. I've yet to see Fast 9 or Fast 10. Those are the only two I have not seen of the franchise, but I remember enjoying Fast 7. I remember really liking the way it ended. And I felt like they should have probably stopped at Fast 7. I feel like that should have been the end point for the series, but they're just continuing on the whole series. What was the last black and white movie you have seen that really impressed you? Ooh. Oh, I guess the last one I really watched was Roman Holiday. I mean, both that was the actual last movie I watched, but also the last black and white movie to really impress me. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun, very well written, and yeah, I just really, really enjoyed it. Let's see, Spielberg asks for 120 million and more stock. You run Universal. Spielberg says he will make 2 new Jaws movies. He might hold out after the first one for more. Do you greenlight new Jaws? I feel like he should name his price and make new Jaws movies. I personally would not. I would never want a new Jaws movie. I feel like if they tried to make another Jaws movie, it would not be good. Even if it is Spielberg behind it, because it was one of those right place, right time type of movies. And I feel like they just shouldn't, I don't know, nobody should try to remake Jaws. It's kind of like the, what is it? Goodness. It's kind of like if they tried to remake like Back to the Future, it would not be good at all because it was lightning in a bottle. And same thing with like Episode 5. If they tried remaking Empire Strikes Back, it would fail because they just it would never live up to the original. So same thing with Jaws. I feel like it's one of those movies that they've tried making Jaws 2, 3, 4, technically Jaws 5, and it just none of them ever lived up to the original. It was just one of those films that was just absolutely perfect. And so even if Spielberg was behind it, I don't think he could do it. Because I just feel like Jaws is one of those very, very rare films. Would you say The Rock plays the same character even or in every movie he's so one note, but sometimes he's funny. Yeah, I would say he does play a very similar character in all of his movies. Usually as the strong tough guy, and like, oh, you find out that he has like a softer side or whatever. Yeah, I'm not a huge Rock fan. At least modern day movies when he's like, and same thing with like John Cena. I feel like John Cena plays a very similar character where he's like the same in every single movie. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say he's pretty much the same in every movie. Would you like to play mini golf themed like Roman Holiday or Commando or Dick Tracy or The Rocketeer? I feel like Commando would be fun to play mini golf because I feel like you could do fun things with that. Will your wife ever join you in a video? Does she like film as much as you do? Possibly. We've talked about maybe like her being in a video or something. Definitely she likes movies, but she is not on the same like I don't even know, like the same like passion level of films, if that makes sense. She enjoys movies and she enjoys stories and but I'd say for the majority of the movies that I've seen, like I've seen them like she hasn't seen, I guess, if that makes sense. So maybe someday she might join in a video. But definitely her thing is more like books and reading. She really likes to read. But let's see. I lost my spot. But also she I should add that she also like studied film in school. So she's seen a few of the movies, I guess. But there's a lot of like criterion that she hasn't seen or stuff like that. So maybe someday we'll like, maybe we'll do a video together, but she's I don't know. Deep Blue Sea, 1999. To me, was an enjoyable Jaws remake attempt. Yeah, I would agree. I liked Deep Blue Sea. And actually, Arrow Video just announced to have a 4K Deep Blue Sea that's coming out, which I'm very tempted by because I do like Deep Blue Sea. I thought it was like a fun type of shark movie. What was the first movie you got that started you collecting? So I've made a video doing a whole long story about my like collecting journey, and so which it goes into much more detail. But one of my first things of collecting was I got like the Star Wars trilogy, the original Star Wars trilogy, and one of my goals originally, one of my very first goals was to collect all the James Bond movies because that was a series that I really enjoyed. My dad and I watched like all of those movies together, and I was always trying to get all of those movies, and so that's probably when it kind of started. Was between the Star Wars movie and the James Bond movies, and then there was other ones of like trying to get the Back to the Future movies and Jurassic Park and just movies that I would get from the library that I really enjoyed. But yeah, I definitely. I mean, the very first movies I would say I got like there was Superman 2 on VHS, Honey I Shrunk the Kids on VHS, and then that Star Wars trilogy, which I got. Yeah, all three of those kind of started my collecting. Let's see. Would Kelsey Grammer from Frasier and X-Men be good for a Nosferatu? I'm not sure who Kelsey Grammer is. I'm terrible when it comes to. Yeah, I could see him as a Nosferatu. I'm terrible when it comes to actors. Like knowing who they are. That's like one aspect of films that I'm really not that great at is like actors of, who plays in what and stuff like that. What book do you think would be a good movie? Ooh. I'm trying to think. There's a short story that I feel like would be an interesting film. I know it's not necessarily a book, but it's one that I have read that I always thought it would be like a fun movie. But it was called The Machine Stops, and I forget who wrote it. But essentially, it's just like the whole world lives underground and everything is controlled by computers. And one day, the machine that basically provides oxygen and electricity and everything just stops, and they have to like figure out what to do. The short story, I think it's only like 30 pages or so. But I always thought that was an interesting concept for a film. So I'm curious if it'll ever be made into something, but it's kind of like almost like a Wall-E type of situation, I guess. But I'm not sure about book. I don't read a ton of books, but I'm trying to think of any. Um, yeah, I don't know. What do you want Nicolas Cage to do soon? Nicolas Cage is one of those actors that I feel like he kind of had like a comeback in his career. He was in a lot of like bigger movies, and then he kind of like started just doing straight to video movies and nothing, I mean, really, he was just in a bunch of just junk movies and just nothing like crazy good. Because from what I understand, he owed the IRS a ton of money, and so he had to basically take whatever was presented to him. And so then he did the movie Mandy, which is fantastic. It's a horror film, and then since then, I feel like it's become almost like kind of almost like he's been able to start putting out a lot of interesting films and more uh like I don't know, fun movies. And I feel like he's now just kind of having fun with his career. And he's kind of, I feel like he's had a comeback. So I don't know if what I would want him to do soon. Um, but yeah, I like Nicolas Cage. Grown Up Hardy Boys action comedy movie might be going into motion again. I hear Tom Cruise was always attached um, to be in that. Should he stay in that? And if yes, who should he team up with? And if no, who? Um, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. But, my wife and I saw you shopping at Walmart last Monday. We were starstruck and was too nervous to say hi. It was the first time we saw a famous person in the wild. Well, I would definitely not consider myself a famous person, but yeah, if you do see me again, I pretty much shop at the same Walmarts. If you do see me again, please come say hi. I'd love to meet you. Um, yeah, but that's fun. That's yeah, I've met a couple people in the wild off from this like viewers, I guess. Um, but I promise you I'm not a scary person. I do love meeting people. Like obviously I love meeting people on YouTube, but I also love meeting people in like real life, like especially if you are like viewers and stuff. So um but yeah, that's so fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like I'm trying to think last Monday when was I I'm trying to think which Walmart I was at last Monday. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look back at my calendar and see which one I was at, but because there's like a couple different Walmarts I'll go to, but yeah, that's so fun. Let's see. Favorite Commando scene or line? Ooh, that's a great question. Kent Brimfield Walmart. Yes, I go to that one actually quite often. So if you see me there again, like stop and say hi. Or I guess if you see me at the Retro Attic or anything like that. Um, yeah. About favorite Commando scene or line. I don't. It's been a long time since I've seen Commando. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Um, Man, I need to rewatch those movies. There was a time that I was watching pretty much just Arnold Schwarzenegger films, just one after the other. I got like a bunch of them on VHS, and I was just watching, back to back for all the Schwarzenegger films. But um, so they all kind of in a way blur together. But let's see, Suns and Shadows says, "Hey everyone, hello, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for stopping in." Um, let's see. See, you live in a biodome for a year. Pick 4 characters that will be helpful and be fun there. You get whatever amount of money you want after the biodome year. Confidential amounts, undetermined, and it paid. I don't know. Oof, that's a great question. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. But yes, I will probably be wrapping up this live stream here shortly. I've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes already. Actually, a little longer since everything was up. It was a rough start at the beginning. But unless if there's any other little comments, questions, concerns, things people want to talk about, I probably will end this maybe here. I do apologize, Suns and Shadows, since you just joined. I'm sorry. It's bad, poor timing. I'm sorry. But let's see, Mulholland Drive or Lost Highway or Wild at Heart, or rank if possible. Awesome programs today. If I had to choose between the 3, I'd say honestly in that order: Mulholland Drive, Lost Highway, and then Wild at Heart. I really liked Mulholland Drive. I really liked Lost Highway, and Wild at Heart was pretty good. Not my favorite David Lynch, but definitely not my least favorite. So, although I can't really have a least favorite David Lynch film, but yes, I'll probably end it here. So thank you to those who stopped in on the live stream. Thank you to those who left comments on during the live chat. If you are watching this back on the playback, please feel free to leave any comments down below, and I will get back to you on those. So see you next time. Hope the weather will get better. Yes, I'm fingers crossed the weather will get better here in Ohio. We just had a bunch of snow today, at least, and yeah. But yes, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I do always love doing these live streams. I love connecting with you guys. It's always so much fun. And I will be posting a video hopefully this week. We'll see how my schedule plays out. But I'll be doing a live stream next week. So yes, thank you guys again. And I guess hope everybody out there has a safe and fantastic week. And I hope everybody also is able to watch some great movies. But I will see you guys all next week. Take care, guys.